What's up, everybody? 412 Sports Cards here today, back with another video. And today, I'm coming at you with a case for starting over, trying to build a bankroll, investing on a budget, episode 3. So, talked about it on the Icebox pod not that long ago. Check that out, by the way. That's my podcast that I started with at Icy Ice Cards. I was talking about trying to sell a Crosby patch autograph to become more liquid. And I was talking about it until I realized I didn't want to do that. I thought, and then it got me thinking, how can I make money so that I can keep these Crosby patch autographs that I worked hard to get and that I want to keep? So the idea that I have, and I'm going to propose today, is to be a liquidity provider on Instagram. So we see it all the time. People on IG selling stuff often below eBay comps because they need cash to make a deal, or they just want to get cash fast. Well, often these deals actually sit on Insta because nobody wants them. And often nobody wants like those particular cards. They're not cards that you would buy for your own investing purposes. They're not cards you would buy for your own PC. They're just random cards that aren't necessarily appealing to you. And I was of this camp for a while. I never bought any of that stuff because it's not stuff that I wanted to invest in or I wanted to PC. So I didn't touch it, even though I thought it was cheap. But now I realize, what have I been doing all this time? If it's cheap enough, it doesn't even matter what it is. If it's cheap enough, you can sell it and make a small profit. That's a great way to make a couple bucks. And yeah, let's get into it, why that's such a good strategy. Before we do more, drop a like, drop a sub if you're still with me. New to the channel, old viewer of the channel. I appreciate everybody. Thank you so much, and drop a comment maybe if you even feel like it. So what's the rationale for this thinking? I kind of like it on a couple fronts. One is that it kind of feels very moral to me. So this might be a little deep for Sports Card YouTube, and especially a channel where I often give plays. Let me clarify. I think the advice on this channel is, good, moral, ethical advice. I give advice on players to buy. Zion, Luka, Giannis. Going into the season, that's you buying, pairing with someone who wants to sell, and they win because they get to cash out like they wanted to. You win because you get a guy you think is going to go up in the future. But in this case, I like it even more. It's almost like you're providing a service. There's not really a losing party in this transaction, right? The seller on IG understands they could get more on eBay, but they don't want to because one, they don't have the time, or two, they don't want to put in the effort. And basically, you are getting a good deal, and that good deal is you being compensated for delaying the cash flow, for, going to almost like collect to go get the money on eBay. That takes time, especially with eBay managed payments, takes some time. And also, there's uncertainty as to whether it might sell, how, if you might have trouble selling, you could get a return. You take on that risk, and more importantly, probably, you take on the time it takes to go through all that. And your compensation is the spread between the price they ask and eBay minus fees, which is what you will be netting when you sell on eBay. This is a scenario, it's a win-win. They sell their cards very easily, get money in their pocket fast. You, who are willing to spend more time but want to make some profit, are able to make that profit. It's a win-win. I really like doing deals like this because of that. Another thing is it's steady money. If you buy low enough, this money is very, very steady. Assuming you comp well, sell fast, you should be able to turn steady profits on each deal. And as long as you can move the stuff decently fast, you're not exposed to really speculation risk no matter what the player is. Just comping cards and selling them. Obviously, the risk is that you do have exposure to the player before you sell it. That market risk is worth noting, especially in stuff that's more volatile. And that's why you need to be sure on volatile stuff that you probably are comping it a little lower. That's why if you ever hear videos about people talk about going to shows, they talk about comping Prism base a lot lower than they comp or they pay a lesser percent of comps on Prism base than they do on other stuff. That's just because it's so volatile. And until you move it, you've assumed a lot of price risk. And I think that's an important factor to be aware of. Now, let's get into just a little bit here before I continue, what kind of cards are we talking about? So recently I bought a lot of Contenders autographs on Instagram, and I did this strategy, and I did well. Contenders autographs had some like LaMelo Hoops rookies, some Anthony Edwards, just small rookies. But the stuff that did well was Contenders autos. Contenders autos that ranged in value from like $20 to $40. That stuff did great. Sells fast. And it was, if you buy it at the right price, easy money. Other stuff that I just dug through my box that fits this, like this Jaren Jackson Prism Pink, the stuff sells fast. Now, Prism, price risk, maybe you pay a little less of comps on this, but this stuff is a good example. It's worth probably, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 bucks. Sells pretty fast. It's a good option. Another thing, the Zion Pink Camo from Mosaic. It's maybe what, maybe 30, 40 bucks maybe. Price sells pretty fast. A good example if you can get it low enough. And even stuff like this. Brady jersey. Well, if you can get this at a good enough percent of comps, Brady game used moves, you can sell this, make a couple bucks. Stuff like this in this price range. This probably being the higher end, this being the lower end. I think that's a great sweet spot to be in terms of the pricing of the stuff you're buying with this strategy. And the last point about why I love this strategy so much is it lets you compound. This is the big takeaway for me. Even with shipping times, it takes a little bit for stuff to ship. You could buy on IG, have it all sold on eBay, and delivered to the buyers within 2 weeks. That's very feasible. Say you're only making 7%, like you buy at 80% eBay, 7%, maybe 10% on what you invested. But if you think about it, if you get 10% profit on your deal, okay? Spend $500 on that deal. 10%. You get 10%. 2 weeks now, we've turned over inventory. We got 550 bucks. Well, we can spend 550 this time rather than 500. So our 10% now is $55, not 50. You keep going like that. And if you can move fast, 2 weeks, buy it, buy everything, 500 bucks, it's all gone. I got my 550 bucks in pocket, ready to do it again. If you can do that every 2 weeks, I mean, you could kill. That is incredibly good money, especially in a market where it's tough to speculate, it's tough to do picks, not everything goes up. You can do this, you can move fast, you can limit risk of speculation, you can make steady money, and you're going to do a service for those on Instagram who want paid faster than eBay can pay them. So just by having money at the ready to do this, there's great opportunity. So in conclusion, this is something that I really am hoping to be able to pursue successfully. I'm not sure how I'm going to find all the deals on Instagram, but I just know from experience, I've seen a lot of people sell stuff on IG, sell stuff for cheap on IG, and I'm just going to have money ready to be more ready to pounce on it than I ever was before. I'll keep you posted on how it goes. I'll keep you posted if I can pay for that scripted sticks using this strategy, so I can keep it and not have to sell something else off. And yeah, I think it's a low-risk strategy with some risk that's worth acknowledging. But I hope you all enjoyed this video. Drop a like, drop a sub, let me know what you thought, and I'll catch you all next time.